This is Enter the Gungeon, a roguelike bullet hell game which is very similar to the last video I made on the Brotato, and I'll be getting the Platinum Trophy by getting every single trophy this game has to offer, so that when it's your turn, you'll have a much more enjoyable and easier time. To get the Platinum Trophy, we'll have to do a lot of little chores such as mini games, saving NPCs from jail, and then completing the game a lot. Like a lot. Welcome to Enter the Gungeon, where our first trophy, which is literally just for completing the tutorial, only has a 70% completion rate. That means 30% of people who registered this game on their console didn't even complete the tutorial. Woof. The tutorial is going to teach you a few things, but I'm just going to give you the full picture. As you start each run, you're going to choose one of 4 characters that each have their own unique passive items or active item, and then their own weapon. For me, for whatever reason, I always gravitated towards the Space Marine. Now each run you're going to complete 5 floors, each with a boss at the end of them. 1 through 4 is going to have multiple bosses it could give you, but floor 5 will be the same boss every single time, the dragon. Now there are a few secret floors and bosses you'll encounter during your playthrough, but more on this a bit later on. Now finally, each floor is going to have a shop for you to buy health, keys, ammo, sometimes a weapon or item, and then there's going to be 2 chest rooms, a chance at a random event or 2, and then the rest are going to be enemy rooms until you find the boss room. Now that you're an expert at the game, let's crack on. On the first level, there is a secret entrance to get into the secret level called the Oubliette, which is Le Francais for dungeon, I think. The way you access this is by finding a fireplace in one of the rooms and dousing the fire with either a freeze gun or an item, or the water barrel that's usually in the same room. Now just be careful with this barrel, protect it with your life because enemy bullets or grenades will blow it up on a one-shot basis. So once you've done that, inside the fireplace there is a secret switch that will unlock a new room which will have 2 padlocks on the floor. So your strategy here is to flip the switch, complete the level, kill the boss, and then hopefully you'll find another key so that you'll have 2 keys in total. If not, you should have enough coins in order to go buy one from the shop, head back down to the secret area which will unlock the trophy Grate Hall. The award for one of the most obscure trophy descriptions go to this next one called I Knew Someone Would Do It. You get this by flipping a table, which is a mechanic used to hide from bullets, and then pushing it into a hole. A lot of weapons and items in this game is going to change the playstyle of the run, which is super fun and refreshing. An example of this is this random blue gun usually means it's going to have some sort of ice or water element to it. If it's an ice element, it's going to freeze an enemy, and then rolling into a frozen enemy will usually kill it instantly, and will also get you a trophy, Demolition Man. This next trophy is a weapon-based trophy I happen to get randomly, but something for you to keep in mind for your own playthrough, especially super early on. So Oxen Candace is one of the vendors in the breach, which will offer items and weapons to unlock that you'll randomly find during your runs. One of these items is called the mailbox. The mailbox works like a standard weapon, but the last bullet in the clip has a chance to blast confetti. Do this on any boss and kill him for Day Ruiner. Maybe with the mailbox? Up until this point, I still haven't completed a run from floor 1 to floor 5. When you die, you lose all your items, health upgrades, and you start from floor 1 all over again. Like, this game is hard. But when you manage to kill a boss, you'll get hedge money credits, which you'll use at any vendors back in the breach, and that will offer better items and better weapons to be found during your runs. You'll get the Patron trophy spending 100 credits, but you'll be spending thousands on thousands of credits, so this will just come naturally. After 2 solid days, I finally did it. I finally killed a boss on floor 1, floor 2, floor 3, floor 4, and finally, my first ever high Draker kill. So I completed the game, right? Right, chat? I completed it? I did it. Oh, Slayer. I did it. So now that we killed the final boss, we get to really play the game and uncover more of the secrets that are hidden around. Remember the Oubliette I mentioned earlier? Well, in one of the rooms there's a red armor piece that will always be the first to be destroyed if you take one single hit. So, our goal for the next trophy is to take this to a catacomb room with a shrine, place the armor piece on it without taking 1 hit of damage. The strategy here is to clear the Oubliette, including the boss, go back and get the shield item, and then pray that you find the catacomb room very quickly on the next floor, or just be really good at the game. Doing this will open the second secret level called the Temple. If you play any fantasy game that includes chests, you're going to know what a mimic is. But in case you don't, some chests in games are instead a monster that happens to look like a chest. and usually they're going to try and gobble you up or just try and kill you off. So what we're going to do here is we're going to shoot each chest first before opening it, just in case. Okay. Back in the breach, you're going to notice there are a few different entrances that you can take other than just simply running the game. Middle left, you're going to have the tutorial. Top left, you'll have the Ox's vendor shop. Top right, you'll have the challenge run setting room. And then middle right, you'll have the broken elevator. Once fixed, you can skip floors and go directly to floor 2, for example, or floor 4. Which, after 90 hours, the only use I found for this was to grind out certain kills for a trophy in the end game. Once you get down to floor 2, you should notice that the elevator you just got off is going to fly back up again and leaves an opening for you. Down here, you're going to find the Elevator Master. Now, he's going to give you a shopping list of things that he needs in order to fix this elevator, and there's nothing too crazy to note here. He just wants some keys, blanks, credits, and then a Master Round. A Master Round is an item that you'll get for killing a boss without taking a single hit of damage, and that includes an armor piece. You do not need to deliver all of these items in one run, but you do need to deliver a single request in one run. For example, 3 keys and 120 coins have to be delivered in a single run. Once you've done all of that, you'll get the trophy Going Down for fixing your first elevator. My next trophy is one that's going to come very naturally. At this point in the game, I killed 100 enemies by knocking them into pits. Shotguns are your best friend here since they have such a large knockback range. So a good friend Ox who runs the store only has one arm, and sure enough, his arm is stuck in the dungeon. Proper deep in the gungeon. So to start this grind, you have to get down to floor 5 and you'll randomly see his arm just laying in one of the rooms. Once you pick this up, another enemy in a different room is going to have a red balloon attached to him. Once you have both pieces, the arm and the balloon, it will get sent up to the previous floor. So yes, this is going to take you all 5 floors in order to get this trophy. You're going to send this from floor 4 all the way up to floor 1. Once you get to the breach, you'll go back to the Ox, speak to him, and that'll get you the trophy rearmed. The amount of times I've got to floor 3 is staggering, so at this point I just fixed the elevator for my 13th trophy, Going Downer. I briefly mentioned this earlier in the video, but now it's actually relevant. There are a few hidden stats in this game that can influence various elements to a run. One stat in particular is Curse. It starts off at a base level 0 and caps out at 10. And there are a number of different ways to increase the curse stat, but the most consistent is picking up items that have a black flame to it, like this. One item I often see is called Spice, which gives you random stats but adds a curse. You can start the run also from scratch, and you will touch the first statue you see, which will start you off at a curse level of 8 out of 10. Now you understand curse, but what does it do? Well chat, it increases the likelihood that an enemy is going to be jammed. This is going to give them a red and black tint to the model and the bullets that they shoot. This will do a full heart of damage instead of the typical half heart. You should only do this for the trophy, but getting 10 out of 10 curse stat points will get you the trophy jammed. Do your best at this point not to get killed by a jammed monster, because if you're able to make it to the boss, I believe there's a 100% chance the boss will also be jammed. And since you're such a gamer and won't get hit, the boss being jammed makes zero difference. So you kill the boss and Exorcist will be yours for trophy number 15. Lead God is the trophy I truly thought was going to be the make or break for the Platinum trophy, and the fact that I'm bringing it up this early in the video should give you a massive hint that with the right setup, this trophy is actually a bit of a joke. For the trophy Lead God, you have to collect 5 Master Rounds within a single run, and as a reminder, Master Rounds are items that you get for defeating a boss without taking a single point of damage. Not one bullet or toenail can hit you. What the trophy doesn't tell you is that you do not need them to be Master Rounds from every unique floor. So for example, you could get Master Rounds from floor 1 3 times, and then Master Rounds from floor 2 for example. But Corey, how do you play through floor 1 multiple times? Welcome to Rainbow Running. Rainbow Chest Running is unlocked after you defeated the floor 5 boss dragon at least once. Once you've done this, you'll be able to rescue Balder from the Gungeon, who will then appear at the breach for you to start your Rainbow Run. Rainbow Runs lock you out of every single chest that you're going to find in the Gungeon, other than when you start a new floor, you'll get a free Rainbow chest which contains 4 weapons and 4 items, 2 of which are going to be S or A ranked quality, and the other 6 are going to be random rolls but are usually quite highly rated. An item that you'll be looking for during your run is called Clone. This guy unlocks once you've found and returned Ox's arm, and Clone lets you start from floor 1 with all weapons and items that you've unlocked once you die. Because of this item, I was able to play through floor 1 and 2, keeping all of my items and weapons, and since I'm such a gamer, I got the master rounds from both floors both times. This means I only needed one more master round. Because all of our best items are going to come from the rainbow chest, we're never going to spend any money. So collecting a whopping 300 coins in a single run will get us the trophy Biggest Wallet. I'm back to the elevate grinding, and I managed to get enough supplies to open up the 4th chamber, which again I'm only going to use 4 times in the 90 hours I played this game. This is sad. I'm going to flip this, I'm going to flip that, I'll flip you, I'll flip off. Doing that 500 times, I'm flipping done. In the settings menu, you're able to turn on beast mode. This will turn the game into a super scary, jump scare, nightmare inducing lie. The setting literally does nothing, and I think it was put in the game to take the piss out of other games that use the term to make the game harder, but complete the game with this fake game mode and you'll get the trophy Beastmaster. At this point you've probably beat the game multiple times, but your end screen still says the Gungeon still exists, and the gun you pick up at the end of the game is empty. Well, in order to actually beat the game you need to construct the bullet, grab said bullet from the smith on floor 5, and then finish the game. With this bullet, you're able to kill the past for each playable character, which gives you a story-based boss associated to each one. In order to create the bullet, we're going to need 4 items, which of course can be obtained over several playthroughs, but they all need to be delivered to the smith on floor 5. So for our first item is going to be the Prime Primer, which can be purchased from the shop for 110 shells, which will appear on the 2nd floor. Our next item is the Arcane Gunpowder. This is on floor 3 in an empty room with a rail track and carts. Some of these carts are on a visible track, simply roll between each cart and you'll finally get to the item. Planar Lead is on floor 4. You should come across yet another empty room. This time there's going to be no carts. There's an invisible path that you can reload your bullets to find the pathway, but just fly it. And then finally, the 4th item is going to be Obsidian Shell Casting, our last item. So once you kill the dragon at the end of floor 5, his skull's going to drop. If you blow that up, it will reveal the item. Just make sure you take it back to the smith before the end is done. Once you've handed the bullet in, you're going to go and end your run, but you might as well accidentally kill yourself on the way. Throwing yourself off the ledge at the last second gets you the trophy Lion Leap, but thankfully you don't actually die, it's just a bit of a bait. With a lot of the side questing and trophies now done, we can actually get to play the game. So our next goal is going to complete the game with each of the 4 playable characters, but now with the bullet to kill the past. As I mentioned previously, doing so is going to give us a bonus boss for each character, and then it's going to give you some story development. Since I've been playing as the Marine, I decided to do him first. We're sent back to his past where we're on a ship and we fight against an abyssal fiend. We're stripped off all our weapons and items that we've acquired through our run, but the fight itself isn't really too bad at all. Once you kill the boss, you'll get the trophy Squad Captain, and then you unlock an alternative costume for the Marine. Let's go, Squad Captain! I was tracking my trophies and I noticed that I was missing a secret in the tutorial area. So when you play through the tutorial, you'll meet Sir Manuel, who is a ghosty boy that was defeated by his partner Sir Blockner. In order to have both Manuel and Blockner come back to the breach, you have to avenge Sir Manuel. To do this, you have to find a room that has a crack in the wall during the tutorial. Using a blank on this wall is going to reveal the hidden armor. Head back to finish the tutorial and then you'll get bonus dialogue about finding Sir Blockner in the Gungeon. Doing so and defeating him, you'll get the trophy Sworn Gun, and they'll both come back to the breach. Sworn Gun, baby. Avenged Manuel. In my next run, I decided to use the Hunter, and with her you get a cute little doggo that follows you. With her past, you confront the doctor who's basically working on Frankenstein. Again, another easy boss fight for our next trophy. Convict is my next character. There's nothing really to note on this run at all, other than I did bring enough materials to fix the 5th and final elevator shortcut. The Convict's past is one of the harder ones I've faced thus far. You're in some sort of club and you've got to take out the owner, who just constantly keeps calling in reinforcements throughout the fight. At this point, I'm 40 hours in, so I'm just going to make sure I prioritize the ads, dodge the bullets, job's done. And finally, my 4th and final character, Reddit's favourite, the Pilot. The Pilot is weird and fun because his past has you in a little ship and it basically plays like Gallagher, which only the old heads are really going to know, but I was loving this retro vibe. Finishing this got me the trophy Wingman. After you've done all 4 characters, you're also going to get the trophy Historian for completing all 4 of the character story endings. Accessing the hidden market is one of the most troll and feels bad trophies in this game. In one of the rooms, there's a chance for a demon face to appear. You need to have at least 100 coins or 1 cursed stat point in order to access it. If you don't, you'll get ejected out and you won't get your trophy. In the 96 hours I put into this game, I legit think I saw 1. Good luck. At this point, we're going to start getting some freebie trophies again. Yay! For finishing each floor a good amount of times, you're going to get a trophy. For example, clearing floor 1 50 times, you'll get Castle Crasher. 50 sounds like a lot, but trust me, you'll get this in no time. There are, and I know this is going to be a shocker for all of you, 2 more secret characters to unlock. Well, there's technically 3, but one of them, no trophy, it's not relevant, sorry. So our first character is Robot. You can actually do this as early as once you've unlocked the elevator to the 2nd floor. If you go back into the hole, you'll find a broken TV screen, and what do you have to do with this, chat? That's right, floor 5. Since this item acts like an active item, it will also take up that slot. But if you dodge roll, you're going to drop it on the floor. So please, for the love of Jesus, do not dodge roll when you get into the elevator, because it will delete the item. Take this from floor 2 all the way to floor 5, and you'll unlock the robot and get your trophy. With all 4 of the characters past beaten, you now get access to another secret floor. Floor 6. So to get to this new floor, just before you go up to finish the whole game and go to the past, you're actually going to get grabbed by the Lich. It's going to pull you down from the floor and take you down to floor 6. Now, don't get me wrong, floor 6 is no joke, even if you've got the best weapons, some of the best items, you've ran through the game multiple times, there are no shops, there are no chests, it's just straight up monster rooms until you find the boss. Now, the Lich is a very, very brutal fight with a few phases, so I'm just going to let this play out, but once you defeat him, you unlock the Paradox character, the one you don't get a trophy with, and then you get the trophy Gungeon Master for completing floor level 6. There are a few more challenge runs to make. One of them is the Sorceress's Enchanted Gun run. In this run, every reload you make is going to change your gun up to something completely random. You have to finish floor 5 of this on in order to get the trophy gun game, and some of the guns are completely rubbish, so it's going to take a lot of patience. If you're still on Rainbow Road, then only pick up passive items from now on. Gun game, hell yeah. Another character we're trying to bring back to the breach is the Gunsling King. You'll see a little crown icon during a run, and he's going to offer you a challenge to complete in the following room, such as don't get hit. You have to do this 5 separate times in order to fulfill his condition to bring him back to the breach. Doing this will also get you the trophy Hedge Slinger. I was very thick into my grind doing the rifle challenges, which is something I want to speak to here shortly, but I was running through the game a lot. So a lot of these next couple of trophies were pretty much freebies at this point. For example, I got the trophy Dungeon Diver for clearing the 2nd floor 40 different times. I got the trophy Hollowed Out for clearing floor 4 20 times, clearing the floor 3 30 times for Mind Master, which was my favourite floor, thanks for asking, and then finally clearing floor 5 10 times for the trophy Forger. For the trophy Time Paradox, you just have to die in the past. Up until this point, I had not died in the past since it's such a long process to get back to, so I had to purposely go all the way back through the game again, kill the dragon, get the bullet, get back into the past, and then just die. There are 2 more trophies that are linked to environmental kills. These ones actually require a little bit of setup. So the first one here is for killing 100 enemies whilst riding a minecart. You can only do this in floor 3, so when you're running through, just make sure you're in a cart when you're killing things. I'm nearing the end of my platinum experience, so I figured this was the best time to unlock the final character, the Bullet. The Bullet is the best boy, but also the most annoying. The way to unlock him is there is a very small chance he's going to appear when you're clearing rooms. That this guy's going to be wearing a cape, he's going to be holding a gun, but he will not shoot at you, he's just going to walk around. You have to kill every single enemy around him, but leave him alone until last, and then let him dance around, and then he's going to disappear on you. If you do this 5 different times, you'll get the trophy Case Closed, and you'll unlock the Bullet as a playable character. I hate this trophy so much. There are a lot of annoying trophies in this game, but I think this one takes the cake if you do it legitimately. So one of our last NPCs we need to bring back to the breach is called Ace Ding Dong Winchester. And he hosts a carnival-like game where you're going to have 4 bullets and you need to shoot 4 targets with the use of angles and weird shit like that. You have to do this on 3 different occasions, and doing it legitimately just wasn't fun at all. There's a guy on YouTube who made a video on how to help you shoot and make the right angles, but even with this, I couldn't do it correctly. So I cheated. I'm sorry chat, I cheated. I re-rolled my run over and over and over again until I found either the wax wings or the thrown item. Both of these just makes your character fly. Doing this, you're able to fly right to the target and shoot with no penalties. So 0 room for error, got the trophy, thank goodness, moving on. My last environmental kill trophy took me longer than I actually thought it was going to, since you're doing it on floor 1. But there are the chandeliers that you can shoot down or use the lever. Either way, it's going to bring it down and it's going to kill an enemy. You have to do this 100 times to get the trophy money pit. We're finally going to talk about the elephant in the room, Friffle. Just like everyone else, he's an NPC stuck in the Gungeon that's going to head back to the breach once you've saved him. The only thing is, you're not going to get credit for him being in the breach until you've finished all of his challenges. As you can see, there are a lot of challenges, but you can only do them one at a time. So you can't do the second challenge until the first one's done, which just adds so much more playtime onto this game. I think for me personally, it added 15 to 20 hours onto my playtime just for this, just because some of the spawn chances are just completely RNG based. They're so random, it's not fun. The final 2 challenges though are for killing kill pillars as a boss, which is one of the bosses that you can get on floor 4 3 times, and then the last challenge is going to be for killing the dragon on floor 5 5 times. Since you've unlocked the elevator, you've unlocked boss rush modes. And with this unlocked, you're able to fight every single available boss on each floor. So it does mean you're going to have to go from floor 1 all the way to floor 4, but you get a 100% chance to face the kill pillars if you can make it there. With this trophy done, we finally only have 2 more characters left to bring back to the breach. At this point in the game, you've probably met Zelda. Zelda has a random chance to spawn on all 5 of the floors, and speaking with him, he's going to ask you for a favour to map out the current floor. If you do so in return to him, he's going to give you a reward that you found from some random chest. Now, in order to bring him back to the breach and get credit for it, you have to chart out all 5 of the floors. Now, I would either keep a physical or at least a mental note on which floors you've mapped out for him, because there is no in-game tracker at all, and he can spawn at all 5 of the floors even if you've mapped that floor out already. There's no special gimmick to make him spawn either, so you just literally have to keep restarting the game until you find him and map out all 5 floors. If you do that, trophy will be yours and he'll be back at the breach. So there are a few items in this game that's going to allow you to steal from the shop instead of buying from it. As soon as you do that though, the storekeeper is going to kick you out and it's going to stop appearing for the rest of the run. And that's not just a flaw, for the rest of the run. If you line yourself up correctly and make sure you're missing a bullet and a heart, you'll be able to steal 2 to 3 items in one single go. Just do this for 10 different items and you'll get the trophy Woodsie Lord. The last trophy I needed to get was to populate the breach. There are 11 characters you're going to find in the Gungeon, and you have to bring them back to the breach but also receive credit for them. Some of those I've already mentioned in this video, but I'm going to run through them all very quickly and how I unlocked them. First of all, we have the Ogre, just unlock him from the cell. Ledge Goblin, same thing, unlock him from the cell and then kick his helmet down and then find him again. Do this 3 times, you've unlocked him. Blockner, we have to avenge Sir Manuel. Sir Manuel, same as Blockner. Professor Gupton, this is the character I was actually missing because he's a vendor that you have to buy items from, and you cannot do that on a rainbow run. Next one we have Ox, which is the shopkeeper in the breach. Next we have the Sorceress, who is just found in the cell, unlocks the new game modes. Gunsling, as I've mentioned before, fuck him. Frightful, this dickhead and his challenges. Winchester, ace 3 of his challenges. And then Zelda, graph out all 5 floors. And with that, Enter the Gungeon is complete. In the end, this took me 96 hours to complete, and trust me, it feels like 96 hours. If you like this and you want to see more Platinum videos, please subscribe and let me know what you want to see next.